What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
And Mal.
podcast episode 125, Takeover Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday, whatever you're doing. You're at work, you're at home, whatever you're doing. We appreciate you tuning in to the show tonight. We got a full slate of topics, as usual, sports and various other things. But before we get into those, Maul, what is going on?
Man, not much, bro. Long work day. My apologies for being a little late, what I mean? But duty calls, but feeling good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing cool, man. I can't complain. Can't complain. You know,
hmm Yeah.
Monday for me.
Yeah. Get ready for this exciting week called F1 week in Vegas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a small party where I'm at, but nothing big.
Yeah, one of the drivers is supposed to be at my lounge that I work at. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be there tonight. So seems like there was a lot of excitement for that. So man, hopefully all those people, have fun, man, enjoy it, man. Hopefully it's a good time, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man, let's get into these topics, man. Let's start with college football.
Yeah.
The rankings for the college football playoffs came out.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, let me pull this up. Now, the top 12 are Oregon, let's see, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame, Alabama, uh, is that, Miami,
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, Georgia. Where's
Oh, Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee and the
Boise
Boise.
State. Mm-hmm.
Now, the way they pick these college football playoff teams is kind of weird.
Yeah, so the first four who would get the bye week would be conference champions. And
Mm,
then after that, it starts from the highest ranked who didn't win conference championships, and then all the way down as far as like rankings.
so if people to start today, that
hmm
these are not etched in stone right now, but the people who would have the bye week right now would be Oregon, Texas, Miami, and Boise State.
Yeah. hmm Yeah.
And then you would get Alabama versus Notre Dame,
hmm
BYU versus Ohio State, Ole Miss versus Indiana, Georgia versus Penn State.
Yeah. hmm
So, what are your thoughts, sir?
Um, I know there's been a lot of conversation about obviously with Georgia and certain SEC teams. I would say this like, look, Georgia, I get the strength of schedule and all that, but we got to stop this naive approach with the SEC and stop acting like this the SEC isn't as dominant as it used to be. Like the strength of these teams, I think, like obviously we do see these teams do have 5-star talent, but it doesn't scream out college football playoff dire need to be in. You know what I mean? Like um I just think people need to hold off on that kind of conversations because I think the direction that we're heading into with these SEC teams and Big Ten teams, and I get it, they added some, historic programs with Texas and Oklahoma going to SEC and then USC, Oregon, UCLA, and certain teams going to the Big Ten. I just think we really need to be truthful with our eyes and with these teams and that we really need to start getting the best 12. I don't want to see this to the route where you get 4 automatic bids with the SEC and eventually we're going to have an SEC team that has 4 losses getting into a tournament when you have the likes of maybe like a Boise State or like up and coming UNLV who could potentially have 1 loss and we're going to keep them out just because they're not in the SEC. I think that's insane. I think with the NIL deals, I think college football is becoming more level to me. Especially when this whole salary cap situation goes, I think everybody's going to have pretty much an even. Everybody's pretty much going to have the same number from rumors that I've read about it. So But overall, with the list, man, I'm not really tripping about it. I really did expect Colorado to be a little bit higher. I think they're playing really well. I get it; they had two losses, but I think eventually, if they win out, I think they will get in. Um, I think UNLV has a slim chance, depending on what happens with Boise State. You know what I mean? If they can get a loss and UNLV can find their way into the championship game and win that, they might have a slim chance of winning it. But overall, I'm not really mad. It just gets me more and more excited with some of the matchups that we could potentially get in this college football playoff. But overall, man, I'm not really too pressed on this list, man. I think we're gonna get a lot of answers this week, especially with Indiana and Ohio State battling out. Alabama and some of these SEC teams still have to play each other. Texas still has to play Texas A&M. We still got championship games, man. So I'm not going to really press too much about this list, man. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, I agree. This, like I said, this isn't edged in stone. We still got 2 more weeks of college football before we get the final, bracket. Who's in, who's out. Um, I'm sure there's going to be people on the outside looking in that possibly get in, like a Colorado, maybe a SMU,
Hmm.
teams like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. But like you said, I'm not mad at this list right now. I do hear you on the SEC biasness. It's always been like that when it
Hmm.
comes to college football. It's always been a biasness, especially
Absolutely.
even when we had to be at BCS.
Yeah.
We've seen it to where LSU used to play Bama in the SEC championship, and then we get the same national championship again. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so they want to keep the Georgias in there, and it's also let's just keep it real. We know that most of these bowl games were more so picked because they knew who was going what college alumni are going to travel and what students are going to travel to
Hmm.
watch these games. They know Georgia is going to travel, Alabama's going to travel, Michigan's going to travel, so they want those stadiums to look full. They don't want them to look uh you know s- empty seats. So they want those fan bases in the crowd when you watching on TV. So they know those teams are more likely to travel than some other
I
schools.
I'm not really a fan of that sentiment, man. A lot of these colleges have really great fan bases. You know what I mean? You cannot sit here and not tell me that Boise State isn't going to travel for this team, especially. And then a lot of these teams are going to have home playoff games anyway. So you
Hmm.
can't sit here and tell me Colorado isn't going to have a big fan base that goes. You can't sit here and tell me Army isn't going to have a big fan base that goes and supports that team. Like how many people have been, served our military and been in the Army that you're trying to tell me they're not going to go? You're trying to tell me SMU and some of these other programs, which are smaller programs to a degree, but we've seen TCU. TCU is not a big college, and they got mad support when they went in there. We've seen Boise State beat Oklahoma back in the day. Like, I just hate that sentiment of that. Oh, these teams have large fan bases, so they're gonna fill up these arenas. I'm like, bro, they're gonna be filled up regardless. You know what I mean? Like, these are big games. Like, everybody wants to go to these college games, and then a lot of these in the first and installments of the rounds, man, they're going to be home playoff games, so they're going to sell out regardless. So I think that excuse just kind of gets thrown around, especially when you start hearing the Paul Feinbaum, Stephen A. Smith. I even got my man Shannon to tweet me back, and it's just like, bro, like I get it that SEC equals money, but at the end of the day, like for any ecosystem, you have to have that middle class to be able to sustain the economics of what we call this system. You know what I mean? You can't just let all the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Like that's not going to be a healthy system. Like we're just going to end up being the SEC Big Ten Invitational. No one's just trying to be like, oh well, it's just going to be Ohio State and Alabama. It's just going to be Oregon and Georgia. Like no one wants to see that shit. Everybody wants to have the opportunity to potentially be in the national championship, and I don't want to see Georgia and Bama in every fucking year. Everybody got tired of seeing that shit. Like just because these fan bases are historic, like these teams aren't always going to be great. And with these NIL deals, like you can't sit here. Like, look, Colorado is probably one of the biggest money making colleges this year, ever since Dion stepped foot on that campus. And no one's sitting here crying that this team should be in it because they got two losses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it that the SEC schedule is tougher because a lot of these teams are highly ranked when they shouldn't really be. Like we see that with Oklahoma State all the time. You put them in the top 10 then the next thing you know, they got 3 losses before the end of the month, the end of the first month. So like we can't always put this certain stigma on these teams because in the early part of the year they're highly ranked and we expect them to do great when in reality this team ain't really good. So like we see with our own eyes that the SEC isn't really that great. Georgia is an up and down team. Ole Miss is an up and down team. Like I think the only like some of these Ohio State's schedule isn't really impressive. The only big game that they had so far was against Oregon, and they lost by 1. Like they have a big game coming in with Indiana. Oh, and then obviously they had the Penn State game, but Penn State could have easily won that game. So,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of the way I feel. But I totally understand that SEC is always going to get the favoritism. Big Ten is always going to get the favoritism, but it's just going to kill the game, man. Sooner or later, if you're going to keep going this SEC Big Ten like favoritism route, like sooner or later, people are just going to get annoyed with it, and people aren't going to really pay attention because we all know what the fucking matchup is end up going to be. It's either going to be Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Georgia, Bama, like, and that's it.
Right. All right, man. Let's talk about the Video Game Award nominees, man. Video Game Awards is coming up in December 12th to be exact. And so we can read off some of these nominees, man.
Okay.
So, of course, you got Game of the Year, which was the nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Wukong, Elder Ring, Shadow of the Air Tree, Final Fantasy, was that 7, Rebirth, and Metaphor.
Yeah.
So those are the Game of the Year nominations. What are your thoughts on that?
I know a lot of people had a big problem with Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree because it was a DLC. I know it was nominated last year, and I think it won some awards. So a lot of people were kind of upset with that. Some people kind of expected maybe Silent Hill. Silent Hill got rave reviews. So some people thought that might have been in there. Look, I haven't played Astrobot. I haven't played Balatro. I did play Black Myth Wukong, and Black Myth Wukong is an amazing game. It did have its flaws, but I thought it was an amazing game. But I think with this, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to win it. I've heard rave reviews about it. I played the first one. I haven't played Rebirth yet, but I heard Rebirth is amazing. The depth of it, just the music and the atmosphere, the gameplay was truly remarkable from what I heard. So I think that's going to end up winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Elden Ring got the win. Elden Ring Shadow Tree, minus it being DLC, it is still 30 hours worth of content that you get with this DLC. And it's clearly amazing. That game is a masterpiece. So I think Final Fantasy will end up winning though.
For sure. Then you had best ongoing game, Dynasty 2, Destiny 2, Diablo, was that 5, 6, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game. So, those are more so your DLC, games that you download.
Yeah, they always updated. They got seasons and stuff like that. Yeah. Helldivers 2, it started off great, but I don't know what they did with that game, man. That game at the beginning, man, I remember the hype, man. I think me and you, a couple of the homies were playing on it. We had a blast, man, in the beginning, man. I really had a great time playing that game, but due to the updates and certain other things, man, people got pretty upset with it. I would probably say it'll probably be Fortnite or some shit. Fortnite is still going strong, man. It's still I think it's like on season 150 at this point. Like they're always doing something with it, you know what I mean? So I know they announced they're gonna have the OG Fortnite map back, and a lot of people are pretty excited about that. So I think it'll be Fortnite. Diablo is pretty good. I know it has its bumps in the road. Destiny 2, I felt like Destiny kind of dropped off. People don't really talk about Destiny that much anymore. I remember I was a big Destiny player, especially when the first one came out. I wasn't really too big on it on Destiny 2, but man, I think Fortnite will end up winning it.
Yeah, it's so popular, and the kids love it. Even the grown-ups are starting to play it, but the kids love it. That's like their game right there. And I tried to play it when it first came out, and I was done after the first time.
I can't do the building shit. I was like, it's just too much for me. But when they added the zero build mode, and it's just regular battle royale, I was having a good time with it. them little kids is racking up them credit card bills with them skins though, and they always got some skins on that shit, bro.
Yeah,
For real.
no. Then you had where is it at? Best sports game. Is it best sport? Yeah, best sports and I guess racing game. But you had F1 24, go figure. EA Sports FC 25, NBA 2K 25, Top Spin 22K 25, and WWE 2K 24.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised the college or Madden's not in here?
I am not surprised. Like, look, when college football first came out, I was really excited with college football. But the more you play it, the more you see the flaws of it, and it's like I'm not gonna kill the game because I'm really excited that it came back. I know we're all excited that it came back, but it does have its flaws. I don't think it would be best sports game of the year. I'm not. Look, I know people hate Madden, but I'm not really that mad about this year's Madden. I think this is probably one of the more playable Maddens for me personally. I wasn't a fan of last year's. I hated last year's Madden. I despised last year's Madden with all my heart and soul. This year, I liked it. You know what I mean? I know they just announced they added the Saquon Barkley, backwards hurdle shit. And I'm like, bro, no one's asked for that, bro. And like, with these sports games, man, sometimes you wish they can just take a couple years and add some real good, new mechanics and, maybe upgrade the graphics, make it a little more realistic. Like not realistic, but I wish they would kind of go back to a little bit more of the arcadey style a little bit and not make it so realistic because it feels like clunky, slow sometimes. But I think when you look at all these games like FC 25, I really like 24. I tried to test FC 25 and I despise that. I'm gonna go with 2K 25. I know a lot of people aren't really too fond of 2K 25 right now, with some stuff broken, shooting, defense, but they're updating it. But I've logged in so many hours on 2K 25. I'm pretty sick and disgusted at myself at this particular time, trying to get my team up. I'm not a my player, but I do my team. And my team is all right. It's cool. I'm trying to get a couple of these cards, man. But my God, like the packs are so fucking horrendous, bro. Like the odds in these packs are terrible. I wish they would heighten some of these packs up, especially with some of the tasks they ask you to do to get these packs. You do like 2 hours of grinding, and then you end up getting fucking Sasha Vujacic that's a fucking 78, and it's fucking annoying. So, like, look, I wish they would do something about that. But overall, I think the gameplay is really decent. Obviously, the graphics, they always add an extra couple of sweat droplets on that game that makes it, I guess, look a little bit more impressive. But I'm gonna go with 2K 25, man. What you got? What you got?
Um, I don't know, man.
2K 24. Do you think 2K 24 deserved to be game of the year?
No, because I wasn't a fan of it. I don't know, man. Madden is okay. NCAA was okay. It was
Yeah,
cool when we
yeah.
first started playing it, but
Mhm.
Undisputed is okay too.
You
It's
know what?
fun.
That really should be game of the year. If they would have just if they would have dropped that game with not having no problems or at least minimal problems and being able to play, the different weight class, I think that potentially could have won it. I think it could have. Like, it's really not bad, but
No, it's not.
it's really not bad. Like when once they fix everything on it, once we get another update in December, I think the game will be really, really good. But the
Mm,
spamming and all that stuff, I think, and then obviously with them taking so long with these updates, it didn't really help them that well either. So I think that
yeah,
could have been a potential game of the year.
yeah.
Or
It's kind, but yeah, with sports, it's just kind of difficult. Like some people think it's probably don't think it's gonna be Madden. Some people don't think it's probably gonna come down to NBA 2K 25 though. Yeah, I just
yeah, I didn't play Top Spin. I didn't
yeah,
even try Top Spin. I
yeah.
know.
I didn't play none of these other WWE 2K 25 is not bad. It's like Madden. You play one, you play them all.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they add a couple mechanics or something. They might
Yeah,
change the controls, but
but it's the same stuff. The storylines are cool. You play this little storyline thing. It's
yeah.
okay. But other than that,
I saw you on 2K 25. You got 2K 25?
yeah, I gotta do
Oh,
it.
you caved in, huh? I was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I was looking like see who was on. I was like, Chris on 2K25. What is my man doing on 2K25 for? What you doing, my player?
I did it for yeah. I was playing that a little bit, but then I made my creative player, and now I play for the Trailblazers.
You would be playing for this fucking Trailblazers. What do you like a power point guard, shooting guard, power forward, center,
Point guard, man. I always play the point guard.
point
I
guard?
gotta have the ball in my hand so I can
I feel
maneuver.
you. I feel you. I feel you. What you in like a rookie year or something?
Yeah,
Watch, we talk all this shit in F1 24 gonna end up winning
it's
this.
probably gonna
It
win.
probably will.
But,
Some of the racing games, I'm surprised. I feel like there was another racing game that come out. And like usually one of the
racing games are not bad. You know what I'm saying?
honestly like graphic wise, they're some of the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really play racing games. I used to play racing games a lot
Back in
when
the
I was
day.
like younger,
Yeah.
back in the day, like Need for
Yeah.
Speed Underground and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Daytona
Midnight Club.
USA, Midnight Club, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy Taxi, stuff like
What was
that.
that one? F-Zero or something like that?
Yeah. I used to like it. Gran Turismo, the old Gran Turismo games.
Of course, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, you know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't really gotten back into the
Yeah.
race car games. Maybe one day, you know what I mean? I was thinking about maybe copping Gran Turismo.
You
Just
know,
see,
we having some good like racing games. Your
Cool.
phone. The,
Nah, they
ga-
really do.
the games on the phone, they be
Yeah.
fire.
Nah, you know what? No,
You be that motherfucker like, because I know
nah.
there's one where you can actually like move your fucking phone like this, like you
Oh,
driving.
word? Oh, okay.
That's
Nah, that's fire. Nah, honestly, the mobile game's been kind of hitting though. You know what I mean? Like I've been playing this like pinball game. I've been kind of addicted to that. I've been playing. I really love that. Some of the card games be on there be really good. You know what I'm saying? So
I like ML. You know, I like MLB the show.
Are you surprised that didn't get nominated?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Is it not that good this year?
I think it's good. I just don't think that it's as popular.
It's a good, really good simulation baseball game. Like I don't play it that much to like really get in the fine tooth of like, is it better than a couple years ago or something like that? But I've tested it out on like Xbox and it seems legit to me. You know what I mean?
It's a cool little game. It's a cool game when you can make a player up and you got to work your way up in the system to 2A to AAA to finally getting on the main roster. Like it's not easy either. It's not easy to hit. Like these pitchers be giving you them. They be giving you some crazy pitches, and it's not easy, man.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens next year with some of these games.
And then one last nominations I'll talk about is the most anticipated games. You had Death Stranding 2 on the beach. You got Ghost of Yoti.
Yoti, yeah.
And then you got of course Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah.
So we all know what everybody's anticipating is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, honestly, this is a good list for anticipation. You know what I mean? I tried to play Death Stranding, but that shit is like a fucking walking simulator. I couldn't do it. The graphics are fucking amazing. I don't understand Death Stranding at all. I'm a big Hideo Kojima fan, especially with Metal Gear Solid. He's the originator for that, so he will always be goated to me. I don't understand Death Stranding at all. I wish I understood Death Stranding because Hideo he's one of the best gaming producers of all time, but I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Like you're carrying packages to the other side, and you got like these weird black, oily looking fucking demons chasing you or some shit. I don't know what it is. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yoti. I'm really excited about that game. Ghost of Tsushima was fucking amazing. I'm very curious. Sucker Punch always does really, really well. I'm very curious to see what the storyline behind everything, the direction that they go, some of the new gameplay, some of the new features that they do. I'm excited to see the new worlds that we're gonna see in that game. Metro Prime 4, people been waiting that shit for a long time. Monster Hunter Wilds, I've never played that game, but I do see the hype in it. People love playing that game. I see it all the time. But Grand Theft Auto 6, man, it's not. People been waiting damn near 20 years for this goddamn game. You know what I mean? The moment we saw the booty jiggle, physics in that game, people are like, I can't wait to go to the strip club. Some of the stuff I've heard about this game and how in depth some of the environments are is insane. So this has to be the
Yeah.
most anticipated game. And hopefully we get the game. They're still saying it's still gonna come out, at the end of the year next year. Chris is not a believer. He thinks it'll come out in 2026, kind of like in the springtime. But I'm
It's
still holding
gonna
out hope. I'm still holding
it's
out
gonna
hope.
come out when Blade come out.
Look, man, I'm already depressed. I gotta wait 2 years to see Batman 2, man. Like I don't wanna wait another year for Grand Theft Auto 6. Nah.
Woo, that's funny. Oh man, you surprised that Assassin's Creed is not on here?
No, because I know Ubisoft games aren't really the most. Um, Ubisoft isn't the most fan favorite right now as far as video games right now. Like I know there was a lot of controversy, especially with some of the characters on that game. I don't know why there's controversy, but there always is. Whether people mad because it's a black samurai or a female protagonist or whatever it is. People always got something to cry about. But at the end of the day, I think it's kind of a wait and see thing with this game, especially with them delaying it. It doesn't really show too many promises, because a lot of the games that Ubisoft has released these last couple of years have come out terrible. We saw it with the Star Wars Outlaw game. A lot of people were anticipating that, and that got terrible reviews, and the direction of it was just not fun. People weren't having fun playing that game. So hopefully, this is. People have been waiting for this iteration of this Assassin's Creed for a long, long time. People have been asking for this style of Assassin's Creed for a long, long time. So they have to hit this out the park, because if they do not, with some of the delays and cancellations of some of their projects, man, it's not going to look good for Ubisoft. Ubisoft has lost a lot of support. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to prove it. And with the fan base to truly get behind them again to support these games, because this hasn't really been clicking these last couple of years, especially with Assassin's Creed. Like, it just hasn't.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the some of the new trailers though. Hopefully we get a new trailer for Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff.
I'm sure. I'm sure when it comes out, it'll be the second protagonist in the.
Yeah, another thing, I'm surprised no one. Well, maybe it's just for next year, but I'm surprised like the Wolverine game wasn't on the anticipated list. You know what I mean? Obviously you got the Indiana Jones game and all that shit coming out next year.
There's a Blade game
too. You know what I mean? But maybe it's just designated for next year. You know what I mean? I think they got a whole bunch of games coming out next year, so I'm excited to see what happens, especially with the trailers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's play a little game. Hold on. Call, which franchise would you rather be? Cowboys edition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how it goes, man. I'm gonna read these names off, man, and you tell me which would you rather be. Chris, man, he's very educated in this football shit, so he's only gonna give us the correct answer. So, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Number one, would you rather be the Cowboys, or would you rather be the Indianapolis Colts?
The Colts. It's not even close.
Why is that, sir? Why would you rather be that?
Because you at least have a franchise quarterback there. You have weapons with Josh Downs and A.D. Mitchell. You got Jonathan Taylor. He's got his money. He's paid up. And you got some pieces on the defense. You drafted Latu. Was it Latu? And there's another defensive man. You got Kenneth Moore. You got nice little pieces on both sides of the football. And you're building something over there. I know everybody talks bad about Chris Ballard. He's kind of penny pitching with the money sometimes.
Right.
But he's starting to come around and actually get some people. And you finally, like I said, you got your franchise quarterback. Say what you want about Anthony Richardson. You see the potential in the kid. It's just you got to put it together. So
absolutely.
But at least there's promise over there. There's way more promise over there than Dallas.
Yes, sir. That is for a fact. All right, next up, would you rather be the Cowboys or the Miami Dolphins?
The Dolphins. You got. I mean, say what you want about Tua, and if you're not a Tua fan, I understand it. But Tua is productive, and when he's in the offense, you've seen it with him without it. They can't even score. Tyreek Hill was miserable without him. Now he's
Hmm.
back. The offense is flowing again, and maybe if he doesn't get the concussion, they're probably in contention of that division and possibly in contention, period, for number one seed or whatever. So, yeah, they got pieces on both sides of the football. Chop Robinson, he's a emerging pass rusher in this league. Um, they got some other young talent on there. Um, Waddle. You got Achin, Jalen Wright, another running back they picked up. John Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
He
emerging.
been balling. Yeah,
I think they should lock him up if they haven't if they only signed him to a 1 year deal. You need to go ahead and lock him up for
yeah.
2-3 more years. So
Mm,
they got promise over there. You know what I'm saying? And I like McDaniels. I think he's a good play caller.
for sure. Next up, would you rather be the Dallas Cowboys or my Las Vegas Raiders?
Your Raiders only because you have money and you have potential to get the draft picks that you need. And to get the pick to get Shador Sanders, or by circumstance, you get Cam Ward, which
Yeah,
I don't think you'd be mad at either or.
no,
Um, but that's all your franchise really needs. I think you just guys, once y'all get y'all quarterback, you get the coach that you feel you need, whether you stick with AP and give him another year with a quality quarterback and see how it goes, or you go get a Vrabel. Maybe you do try to lure Deion Sanders over with the package deal, or you go get Ben Johnson, one of the young up and coming coordinators out there that want to be head coaches. Whatever route you go, the first piece is to get your quarterback, and I think that you guys are headed in that direction. That's what you guys want, and that's the direction you're trying to get. And you got over what $100 something million in cap
yeah,
space,
like
so
over 120. Yeah,
you could pay one of these receivers, and if you get Shador Sanders, people are going to want to come play for you. So
yeah,
uh, whether you go get a T Higgins or somebody like that, to be your number one, and pair him up with Jacoby Myers, and Brock Bowers, and you got Michael Mayer back, and then possibly go get your running back too.
mhm,
Um, I'd rather be Raiders.
for sure, for sure. All right, next up, would you rather be the Dallas Cowboys or the Carolina Panthers?
This is tough. This one is tough.
Mhm.
Man, this is tough. You know what? I'd probably say the Cowboys by at inkling, because David Tepper he's not good. he's just not good. He's not good. And I don't know what direction they go, what I'm saying, right now with
Yeah,
um you got Bryce Young. I don't even know if he's going to be the quarterback next year.
hmm,
I don't know if this young head coach is any good. I know he's a good play caller because he was a good play caller with Tampa Bay, and he was really good with, you know, um, what's the quarterback over there? Baker Mayfield.
Baker, yeah, hmm,
Um, they got weapons, young weapons that have potential with Leggett and what's the kid, Jalen Coker, and then you got the
hmm,
tight end Sanders.
hmm.
You got the running back Jonathan Brooks. I know he's coming off the ACL tear, but
Chuba Hubbard, yeah,
yeah, Chuba Hubbard, you got him too, and then I'm sure you, and then you got John, what's his name, J.C. Horn. You
yeah,
got
hmm,
the young corner over there. So, but I'm gonna still pick Dallas because I'm taking Dak and CD over them right
Michael
now.
Parsons,
I just think they're better players. They can lock up Michael Parsons or trade Michael Parsons and get some picks possibly, because the problem with Dallas is they need picks. They
yeah,
do.
they
They
do.
need talent. They need talent. And I would sacrifice Michael Parsons. I can find me a pass rusher.
Hmm. Yeah,
I can look at a draft or sign some free agent to come over and rush the passer for me. I don't
yeah,
need Michael Parsons for that. Like, um they need as many draft picks as they can get. So
yeah.
yeah,
I agree with you. All right, next up, would you rather be the Dallas Cowboys or the New York Jets?
Dallas. The Jets are dysfunctional. Even though Dallas is dysfunctional too,
Yeah,
but Jets is like dysfunctional times 10. You have a quarterback over there who's toxic, for lack of a better term. You got a receiver over there who's
Toxic.
delusional.
Yeah, delusional, toxic. Yeah.
Their defense ain't no good. Oh, I feel bad for Jeff Ulrich because it's not his fault. He just
Hmm.
got kind of planted into this, like, oh, you're the head coach now, and it's like, not to say that he didn't want to be a head coach, but I'm sure he didn't want to be a head coach like this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty for sure he has a relationship with Salah. Salah brought him over from the 49ers, so um yeah, it's all bad. I don't know what direction. You hear all this. They just fired the GM, they fired the coach. There's rumors that Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
just dysfunctional over there. There's no direction. At least with Dallas, they're gonna be Dallas, but at least you got your quarterback, you got a top tier wide receiver, and you know what I'm saying. You got places to grow there. So
For sure. All right, next up. Would you rather have the Dallas Cowboys or division rival New York Giants?
the New York Giants. They're like y'all. They're like an exact mirror of you.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much. Yeah.
they're the NFC Las Vegas Raiders. They just need a quarterback. That's what
Yeah.
they need. Their defensive line is legit. You
Hmm.
got Dexter Lawrence, who's one of the best defensive linemen in the game right now. You got Brian Burns over there. You got Olari. They got a squad over. You got Malik Neighbors and
Tracy
uh,
Jr.
yeah, Tracy. What's his name? Tyrone Chasey. Then you got before he got hurt, the tight end Theo Johnson, he was
Yeah.
coming along too. So
Hmm.
they got pieces over there. Like, yeah, they just need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Next up, Dallas Cowboys or the Chicago Bears?
This is tough, but I'm gonna go Bears. I'm gonna go Bears because you got Caleb Williams, you got Keenan Allen, you got Roma Dunze. Dude, DJ Moore is looking like he was a little bit more happier last week. Even though
Yeah,
they
for now.
lost.
For now.
Then that defense is actually a really good defense. Jalen Johnson is he's probably the second after Patrick Surtain. He's probably number two corner
Yeah, for sure.
in
Yeah.
this league.
Mhm.
Um, Montez Sweat is a good pass rusher coming off that edge, and yeah, man, I mean, you got pieces over there. It's just the coaching. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's coaching over there.
Yeah,
So
for sure. All right, next up, Dallas Cowboys or the Atlanta Falcons?
I'm gonna go Falcons because as much as bad as we talked about them taking Michael Penix,
Hmm.
hindsight 2020, it might have been smart.
Especially when
I,
Kirk Cousins' old ass is looking.
man, hindsight 2020, it might have been a little smart that they got him because they weren't gonna get no quarterback next year. You gonna get
Yeah,
Carson back?
right. They'll be in the Daniel
Nah,
Jones sweepstakes at this
yeah,
point.
oh, no, don't do that to Atlanta.
Crazy.
I'd rather them call Tyrod Taylor to be the quarterback next year.
Man, if you get linked to the Daniel Jones sweepstakes, it's depressing, bro.
So
It's depressing.
I heard some teams.
People trying to link us. I was like, bro, hell no, bro.
I saw the Jets.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know, man. That's they're in a tough spot.
Yeah,
Next up, would you rather be the Dallas Cowboys or the New Orleans Saints?
probably the Saints. Probably the Saints. I know they're in disarray because they don't really have a head coach right now,
Old
but they,
team.
at least they're old, but they still got pieces over there. You still got Olave. You still got Rashid Shaheed. Um, I know Alvin Kamara's getting older, but he's still very good at what he
Mm-hmm.
does. What's the tight end name?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. He's still productive as a tight end, a kind of a do-all type weapon type guy. So and they got some pieces on the defense. I know they're getting older, but they got some pieces on the defense. So, yeah, I probably roll. They probably need. I don't know with how they feel about Spencer Rattler. I know he's young. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Maybe next year you see how he looks in year two, and then go from there. And then if it don't look good next year, then you just get ready for that 2026 draft. Um, but yeah, I think I'll go with New Orleans.
For sure. All right, I got two more. Next up, would you rather have the Dallas Cowboys or the Cleveland Browns?
Ugh. Dallas Cowboy me. I don't want nothing to do with Cleveland, man. Cleveland gone somewhere.
Yeah, that
Cleveland get
contract.
Cleveland get hell no all the week every week.
Yeah, yeah. Tough times in the future, man. Tough
Yeah,
times.
sorry, Brown. Sorry, Dog Pound.
All right, last one. Would you rather be the Dallas Cowboys or the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Probably Jacksonville. I'll be Jacksonville. Say what you want. I know people don't really care for Trevor Lawrence, but he's solid. He don't suck. He's not
Yo, you
terrible.
struggling right now to say anything good right now.
He's not bad.
This motherfucker had to take the big gulp. I don't know.
Look, he's not bad. He's not terrible. He's all right.
Mhm.
I just think it's more of a culture. I think that Dougie P's message is running a little stale over there. That's all.
Go ahead, get ready for Bill Belichick to walk in that door. He's coming.
And then he wouldn't even be my third choice.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know, man. Well,
Ben
that's
Johnson.
it. You said who? Ben, you want Ben Johnson to go there?
I'll be screaming for Ben Johnson.
Johnson.
Hey
Ben
man,
Johnson
come fix Trevor, man.
Ben Johnson ain't going there, bro. He gonna be picky as hell for his choice. He probably want to choose his quarterback.
He's gonna be in Dallas watch.
You think Dallas?
He's gonna be in Dallas watch.
Um, the only way I think he goes to Dallas is if they get out of Dak Prescott. I don't think he would want to coach Dak Prescott. I don't think so. I think he would want to. I think he would want to go his own route and get a younger quarterback to match up with him. But then again, I'm like, you still got to deal with Jerry Jones, though.
He's gonna go to Chicago.
I'll say this though, I think Jerry Jones would be patient with him. I think Jerry Jones would be patient with Ben Johnson. If you could be patient with Jason Garrett, you could be patient with Ben Johnson. Yeah. You know what I mean? You've been patient with Mike McCarthy, I think that's the only good thing with Jerry Jones is he will give you 4 or 5 years. He would give you that. You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, I can see him going to Chicago, coaching up Caleb.
I can see that. I can see a situation. If New York gets a top pick, I could see him going there. Maybe the Raiders. I don't know if he fits the Raiders style, but maybe the Raiders. I don't know.
Oh, man, it's got Vrabel or what's the name written all over that.
I think with the Raiders, it's either Vrabel or Dion. It's one of the two. I think that's kind of like the more reports I see, the more they think Vrabel. But
especially with the Tom Brady connection,
Yeah. It's either gonna be Shador Vrabel or Shador Dion. That's what I think.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's it. That's all I got for you.
All right, for sure. Let's do our bet US surefire picks.
For sure.
All right, man. What you like?
All right, man. So this weekend, I'm gonna go with tomorrow. I'm gonna take the Browns plus 3.5. Don't ask me why, but for some reason, I just think it's just gonna be one of those games where it's just gonna be weird. They're gonna cover. I can see the Steelers winning by 3. Maybe even the Browns maybe still in this game. I don't know, especially coming off that high against the Ravens. So we'll see about that. I'm gonna take the Bears plus 3. I think they're gonna find. I know they're itching for a win. They're losing a lot of these close games where you think they should be winning and stuff like that. They lost with the block kick. I think somehow they're gonna find a way to win. And then I'm gonna take the Colts plus 9. I get it. They're playing Detroit. But sooner or later, man, Detroit's going to have one of those games where it's just like, yo, what's going on, man? You're not going to always blow these teams out by like 35. Like, it's not going to happen. You would expect it, but I think with Anthony Richardson and I think with the way they've been playing and they're allowing him to run the ball freely, hopefully making him play more freely and look more alive in that offense. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take the plus 9. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think they'll keep it respectable.
Yeah, I like the under in tomorrow's game, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. These two teams get together, it's going to be a slog fest.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised Myles Garrett comes out with his hair on fire because he already mad at T.J. Watt for not, showing him love.
Hmm.
And take the Commanders minus the 10.5. It's about to be a smoking session, though. And what else? There is a lot of blue Jesus.
Told you.
I don't know what to take. Take now. Take the Rams plus 3.
There you go.
Take the Rams plus 3. If you go to any of our social media sites, you'll see the Bet US link to their website. This is for first time users. Put in your information. Then you go into the promo section, promo code section, put join 125. You get 125% signing bonus plus 10% gamblers insurance because they got other stuff on there, casino stuff on there. But yeah, you get 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 bets. Minimum $100 up to $5,000, and that's 3 risk-free bets, which means that you make 3 deposits, you make your bets. If you lose, you keep your money.
Hmm.
That's what that mean. You can win some money, or you can keep your money on your first 3 deposits. So, what better way than to start off your betting career, your betting life with Bet US, man? So go sign up.
Yes, sir.
And that is our Bet US Surefire picks. Now, I know we do try something different on our top 10 rankings.
Okay.
I wanted to see if we can come up with a list that we can put on our social media that we both agree upon. That's top 10.
Okay.
So, number one, I feel like the consensus is Lions, right?
I agree. I could attest to that.
Number two, Buffalo.
I agree. I'll give you Buffalo.
Now, this is where it's going to be fun. Number three, what do you have?
Number three, I had the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay,
I still had the Chiefs.
okay, we here. Now, 4 and 5, this is where it gets interesting. Where you got at 4?
Four, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, and
No,
five, I had the Pittsburgh Steelers.
did I pick? I'm not mad at the Eagles at 4. We can roll with 4. We can roll with 4 or
I just
5.
think I just think the way they've been playing, I think they finally understand Saquon Barkley needs to be the head of this offense. Jalen Hurts does play action off of them. I think that defense has been playing really good.
Yeah.
Again, Jalen Carter making me upset every time I see him play. He's been playing out of his mind. That defense
Yeah.
has been playing out of his mind. Quentin Mitchell, oh my God, he's
Nah,
he's like
man.
he's Strap City, bro. He's
For
playing.
real,
He's
man.
amazing right now. So that's the main reason why I have him at 4. Steelers at 5. I was really debating at putting the Chargers here, um, because I think the Chargers have been playing really, really good football, really solid
Yeah.
football. And you did see a little like Steelers. They did beat the Ravens, but it wasn't like the most impressive win, especially on the offensive side. But they've been winning big games, so I had to put the Steelers at 5.
The only thing about the Chargers almost charge it on Sunday.
They did, but I think that shows them that they're not that because it's hardball. Like
Mhm.
again, like if that was Brandon Stokely, they lose in that game.
Yeah.
I just think they have a more mental toughness with that team. Even if like every team, they lose a lead. Every team has lost a lead. Like
Yeah.
even Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they all lost leads.
Yeah.
It's a matter if you can control it and regain the momentum and win the game, and they were able to do that. So and against a hot Cincinnati Bengals offense, you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
the defense was able to step up. They were able to go down, score. I think you gotta give them credit for that.
So, hold on. Maybe I should write this down. All right. So, let's see. 1, you got
Mm-hmm.
Lions. 2, we got
Bills.
Buffalo. 3, we got Chiefs. 4, we got
Mm-hmm.
Eagles. 5, we got Steelers.
Okay.
So number 6, you want to put Chargers?
I had the Chargers. I had the Chargers. I had them. I had the Chargers. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else? I guess we put the Chargers. Was how about 7?
7. I put the Texans. I
Okay.
was I was kind of going back and forth like with the Ravens, um, but I ended up just doing the Texans just based off of how they looked last week. I
So
get it.
8.
I get it was against the Dallas Cowboys, but you get
Yeah.
Nico Collins back. I think that means something. You know what I mean?
Number 8, you got the Ravens there.
Ravens, I have 8.
Yeah.
Um, 9, I had the Packers. I don't know how you feel about that, but I was a little hesitant on that.
You think the Packers or the Vikings are better?
I would pick the Packers. I trust Jordan Love more so than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has looked terrible, but Jordan Love hasn't looked great either. Like he's itching to throw interceptions. But Josh Jacobs has been performing really really well. I think these last couple weeks. I think that was kind of like the reason why I put them a little. I put them ahead of the Vikings.
Then number 10, who you get? Who we got? We got.
I still had the Commanders. Like I get it, they have lost the last couple weeks, but they were both close games. It's not like they were getting blown out. I just think during circumstances, I think they're hitting a little bit of a wall. But they played really hard against two really tough teams. You know what I mean? So
No love for the Broncos? No, no.
I was debating between the Broncos and the Cardinals. I'm really loving the way both of these teams are playing. Obviously, if you're gonna put like how they're playing right now, I'll probably put the Broncos 10. You know what I mean? But I'm still respecting the Commanders. I know I know they're on a little bit of a losing streak, but I still think they're a really good team. Eventually, you're gonna get Marshawn Lattimore back. I'm gonna trust Jaden Daniels over Bo Nix every day of the week. But if we're gonna go based on how they're playing currently right now, yeah, I would definitely probably have the Broncos 10, or the Cardinals, one of those two.
Let's just put the Broncos for right now because this is a
Okay,
week to week. It's a
I
week to
got
week list,
you. Okay.
and what's the name just looked a little bit better this week. Actually they blew out. What's the name?
Falcons are a bad team, though, bro. That is a bad
They are a bad
six
team.
and 14, bro. That's
They are.
oh,
They
what are they?
are.
6 and 4, 6 and 5. Something?
They can't rush the passer. They're not good.
Kirk Cousins looks old.
Yeah.
They still can't figure out a way to get Kyle Pitts involved. Like it's insane. That's insane.
So we got Lions, Buffalo, Chiefs, Eagles, Steelers, Chargers, Texans, Ravens, Packers, Broncos. Ravens
I can
fans.
agree to that. I can agree to that.
Ravens fans gonna hate us. They gonna hate us.
I guess you could flip Ravens Texans. It's either or with me. Like I'm not gonna be picky either. Like the Ravens lost, but it wasn't like I said. It wasn't like they got blown out.
They should have won.
They should have won if homie Tucker could just get his shit together. Like so they really should have won that game. But I think either way, I'm not mad. If you want to put the Ravens at 7, I'm not mad. Hell, if you even want to put the Ravens at 6, I wouldn't be mad either. I wouldn't be mad.
You know what? I am. I'm gonna put the Ravens at 6.
Okay.
Even though I like what the Chargers did, but they did on. Let's just be real. If McPherson could make some kicks,
Yeah,
they
they would have lost that.
they would have lost that game.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, that's what we'll do. So Lions, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, Texans, Chargers, Packers, Broncos.
I'm
Okay.
with it. I'm with it.
That is our list. It'll be on our social media. So if you want to kill us in the comment section, have at it.
Look at it. 3 AFC West teams in the top 10. Who would have thought about that?
For real. Thought this division was gonna be terrible. But hey, here we are, man. Y'all, we waiting on y'all though. We waiting on y'all, man.
Oh man, we're on our way, man. Trust.
Nah. All right, man. Let's talk some boxing, man.
This would
We saw some clips of Morale and Benavidez. They was doing their little promos and they was talking trash to each other there. Then they did the press conference and they was going back and forth there. And this fight is really revving up, man. So what are your thoughts? Are you excited? Does this make you more excited than what you already are? Or, you still the same level? Where you at?
No, I'm really excited about this fight. Obviously, we still got a couple months away, so it's tamed excitement, but I am really excited. I'll get more excited once we get closer to this fight, and I know there's no injuries, nothing's gonna get canceled.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You always with any fight, you always gotta just tame your shit. I would say this: Benavidez does look like he need to get a little bit of some.
he's always looked like
I know
that.
he always got that little like I know I'm not saying he needs to look like Morale. Morale's the more muscular, like muscle looking type. Like David Morale he's just a big body, you know what I mean? He's not gonna be ripped or anything like that. I'm not saying that. It just looked like his stomach was just a little bit bigger than usual, you know what I mean? But I'm sure David Benavidez will be fine. I'm super
Surprise, man.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm super excited, man. This is one of the dream matchups I think some people were looking for, especially like true boxing fans. People wanted to see this fight. We never expected to see it, especially this soon. So we got to commend both of these boxers and both of these teams for even agreeing to this fight, man. Especially without the Saudi Prince, man. We're actually gonna get this in Vegas, man. We're actually gonna get a great environment for this. This is gonna be like a week or two before the Super Bowl, so I think this would be a good dinner plate for us, until we get to the Super Bowl. So man, I'm super excited about this. Still debating if I'm gonna go. Definitely gonna watch it. Definitely gonna support and order it on pay-per-view and stuff like that. So if I don't go to this fight, but I'm not gonna work this day. I'm sorry. I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna chill. Either I'm gonna go to this fight faded as fuck, or I'm gonna be faded at home watching. Now, I'm not even a drinker like that, but it's going down. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll go watch it with my boy Chris. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's up, man. So it should be a really good fight. And a good card. I think the card is pretty decent as well too. So
Might need to go hit up Dave and Buster's that day. They've showing it.
yeah, man. Figure it out. See what's up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. There I saw Eddie Hearns. He was on. I forgot the dude's name. My apologies, sir. I know you're a prominent person in the sports combat world, but he was talking about a card that the Saudi Prince is trying to finalize, where we'll have Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Enos,
Mm-hmm.
Zapata versus Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I know he said he wanted to put Bivol and Bitter Viva on this card too.
Mm.
So
This definitely sound like a Saudi card. This
yeah,
definitely sounds like a
for
Saudi card.
real.
Ain't no way.
so how are you feeling that this card gets made? There's a few other fights that's supposed to be on there too.
Uh, I would say this: if this card gets made, this would be one of the best cards ever, potentially. You know what I mean? Just based on name alone, like just recognizable names, certain fights that people wouldn't see. Obviously, you still got to fight the fights to see if these are great quality fights, or these are going to be snooze fest. But we got to commend it. If they do this card, I really hope it's stateside and not in the Middle East. Look, man, I really appreciate the Prince and what he's trying to do for combat sports, especially in the boxing realm, and giving us the fights that we want to see. I just hate the environment that are there. Like it's just the environment just seems dead. If they could find a way to liven up that crowd or something, something, sell liquor, do something, get these people rowdy up or something, bro. Because it's like that crowd is so pathetic, man. Like for real, man. So that's the only thing with the Saudi cards. But overall, man, like I'm always gonna salute my man for trying to do the best for boxing. So if they can make it happen, man, salute to Eddie Hearn, salute to all them, man. I definitely will be tuned in. So yeah, man. Hopefully they can make it happen. I would love, and you know what? You know what? Another thing is, man, a lot of these boxers need to stop fucking fighting once a year. Like I'm starting to get a little annoyed and perturbed with these Shakur Stevensons, these Teofimo Lopez's, these Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's my boy, but we need to start hearing more news about what the hell y'all doing. No one's trying to see y'all fight once a year. Like y'all need to go back to the normal 2 fights a year, bro. Like this is getting out of hand, bro. I'm like Canelo. Like, look, I talk shit about Canelo, but at least he still fights two times a year. You know what I mean? We could talk all the shit that we want about who he's fighting and all that, but at least he's still giving us the 2 fights a year that we expect Canelo to do. No one's asking you to give us 3. No one's asking you to give us 4. Just give us 2 solid fights a year, and we'll be good. You know what I mean? So Teofimo, wake up! What the fuck are you doing? Errol Spence, what the hell are you doing? Boots. Well, obviously Boots is doing it. Terrence Crawford, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
He wants
What
Canelo, man.
what are we doing? Like, all right, well, like start making some more noise, bro. It's too quiet. It's just too quiet in boxing right now. Like, make some noise, be like, come on, man. The beginning of the year is starting to crank up, you know?
Also, on that David Morale and Benavidez fight, uh, the undercard was announced too. So you have Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton.
Okay. I like
Um,
that.
that is a rematch. I
Mhm.
remember I saw the first fight, and it was a really good fight. They was
Yep.
going at it. It was
No, I was
very
good.
close. I edged it to Stephen Fulton because I
Hmm.
thought he just did a little bit more. But
Absolutely.
this should be another bar burner. They're gonna go at it. They're gonna beat the hell out of each other. But I think I'm gonna roll with Stephen Fulton in this.
Hmm.
Uh, and then you have who else? Oh, Isaac Cruz is fighting, making a return after his loss.
Your favorite fighter in the world, boy.
Mr. Overrated himself, because he ducked and dodged Ray, who he didn't want to fight that. He's like, I'm good. And he's delusional, saying he think he won the fight when clearly he didn't win that damn fight. But he's supposed to be fighting on this card too. So, do you think he can make a comeback?
Yeah, it's a possibility. You know what I mean? Everything's a wait and see right now. So, you know, everything's in the air.
Hopefully, he doesn't lose. Hopefully, he doesn't lose.
Right?
So, and that's enough for the boxing news. Now, for Maul's favorite segment, random news. It is now time for Maul's random news.
Listen, man, it's my favorite time of the show. It's Chris's favorite time of the show. It's y'all's favorite time of the show. You know, not sponsored by anybody, but hopefully very soon, man, we can get random news sponsored. So first up, man, the University of Texas has announced that students whose families make less than 100,000 annually will receive free tuition and waived fees, man. So, what are your thoughts, man? Do you think more universities should do this? Why didn't they do this 20 years ago? We were all trying to go to school. What are your thoughts?
It's a good thing, man. Anything to help the kids get go to college and get their education outside of high school, after high school. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They want to go get a degree in something and further their lives and their careers. Why should it be so damn expensive for the people who may not have that kind of money? You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Not everybody's well off to pay tuitions and things
Mhm.
of that nature. So they got to go out there and get grant or loans and all that stuff, student loans, and they stuck with student loans for their whole adult lives because they got to pay it back. So, yeah, man,
I
do
agree with
that.
you. I agree with you. Like, I just think, it's overdue, man. Like, these universities make too much money to not be able to, make it more affordable to go to these schools and get an education. Hopefully, they can start adding job placement programs and stuff like that, more incentives to get people in school, because this is getting too expensive, and more people are trying to be scammers than actually get an education at this point. So, just more money in. Next up, ESPN reportedly is canceling Around the Horn in the summer of 2025. Man, what are your thoughts? What are some of your memories? And how much longer do you think our guys Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser are going to last with PTI with this news?
It's so hard to say goodbye. Um, sad, man, because I grew up on that show, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Getting ready for school and coming home from school, whatever, and
Yeah.
you watch that, you watch PTI, man.
Yeah,
Summertime, especially in the summertime, man, you ain't got nothing to do. You sit in the house. What do you watch? You watch First Take in the morning. You used to watch uh, Around the Horn. You watch BTI, man. It's just they taking all our shows away, all sports shows away. But it is what it is. And as far as I think Kornheiser and Wilborn are made men. They gonna stay there until unfortunately one of them retires or something else. So.
yeah, that's great. Look, man, shout out to Around the Horn. Shout out to everybody that worked out, Tony Reale and all them. It's gonna suck, man. You know what I mean? As you said, we grew up on it. That was kind of the block that we would go watch our sports, catch up. I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with that block time. You know what I mean? What they're gonna add. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe I don't know. I have a bad feeling that I want to say bad feeling because I don't want to talk my shit, but maybe they might do the same route of how they do the Pat McAfee. Maybe they'll allow Stephen A. Smith to have his podcast show be a part of the segment for maybe like an hour or something. You know what I mean? He always trying to get more TV time. He's trying to get a bigger contract, so it just makes more sense to me. We'll see, or maybe even Shannon. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they'll do something on that block. Next up, Metro Boomin confirms he regrets going on the anti-Drake tweet spree with his albums. Quote, now I did have my moment online, which I do regret. I should have been stronger than that. That was out of character for me. But at a certain point, it's like, I don't rap, bro. So you're going to just shit on me on all those songs. I'm not going to get in the booth. So I'm finna tweet at you. What are your thoughts on his comments, man? Do you think he should just stand on business, or do you think he?
No, you stand on business, Metro Boomin. If he feel like he did you dirty, you let the light skinned Keith Sweat know what's happening.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know why everybody's apologizing now. I don't know. It's crazy. Next up, seems like Shador Sanders has officially accepted his invite to the 100th East and West Shrine Bowl game. Are you surprised he accepted this, or are you?
I was very surprised.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to do it.
I don't know. Maybe he feel like his draft stock ain't going to be high enough. I don't know. Maybe he's hearing something.
Yeah. I don't know. But shout out to Shador, man. You know what I mean? For even doing this. Maybe he even will do stuff at the combine, you know what I mean? So
maybe he'll do the Senior Bowl. Maybe he'll do something at the Senior Bowl, because the East West Shrine Bowl is like a step down. And then, because a lot of time those guys get, they play there, and if they do good during the week at practice, they get invited to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky White, because he accepted his, if he goes out there and balls out, he might get invited to the Senior
Bowl. Maybe we'll get to see that connection with Shador Sanders and Ricky White. I would love to see that. You know what I mean? It's not like Travis Hunter's going to do it, but I'm surprised, man. Shador Sanders is, I think, bona fide, clear first pick of the draft. You know what I mean?
Personally, if I'm Dion, I'm like, well, he ain't playing the damn game.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just accepted it just to show good faith, but maybe he won't. Maybe he just won't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we'll see. In TikTok world, the Hawk Tua girl says she will never thank the interviewer who made her famous. How stupid does that sound? Like, this man literally just gave you the platform to become famous off of his interview. You turned out to have you've been given one of the biggest podcast shows ever. You've been getting a whole bunch of celebrity, favoritism. Why would you not appreciate somebody that gave you the platform to be recognized? Like, I don't get it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? I know you don't care, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's, and it ain't hurt to give the man a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the man who interviewed me and gave me that platform to say what I had to say, and now here I am.
Yeah.
Got a big platform because I told everybody I like to do a little sloppy toppy.
Yeah. Sloppy top. This guy, bro.
It's the truth.
All right, man. Next up, we talked about video games earlier, but it seems like Fortnite is increasing its battle pass price from 950 V-Bucks to 1,000 V-Bucks, an extra 50. I know you don't play, Fortnite too much, but what is your thoughts on the battle pass altogether, man? Do you think
what is a battle pass?
So pretty much, you know how like NBA 2K, they have seasons that, like Call of Duty has it. Like, they have different seasons where they'll have like different skins and other stuff you can get to add to your customization. Maybe newer guns, stuff like that, camos, extra V-Bucks or whatever, so you can buy stuff. Something like that,
man. Hey, man. If these companies gonna keep getting money, how can I be mad at them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it sucks. I know they raising the prices on these games already. These games are expensive as it is. Even the standard version, it's $70. But I mean, what can you do, man? Like
Yeah,
you gonna go out there and get it, either for yourself or your kid.
true.
So
That is true.
it is what it is.
Next up, the Dodgers reportedly met with Juan Soto. Um, who do you think will eventually win the Juan Soto sweepstakes?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he resigns with the Yankees. I think he wants to be the man, and he knows that even though he was the best player on the team, especially in the playoffs, Aaron Judge is always going to be the face.
Yeah.
It is what it is. He's just going to be the face. So I can see him going. I don't see him going to the Dodgers either because we all know who the face is over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to the New York Mets.
Oh, you think he's going to the Mets, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, man. How many more we got? We'll do one more. Last one. Delta Airlines says it will start serving Shake Shack burgers on its flights. What are your thoughts on this? And are you surprised the airlines haven't done this yet? McDonald's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, stuff like that.
I'm not surprised they haven't done it yet. It's probably very expensive to try to get all this stuff. You got flight attendants, have some of them cooking burgers in the back with the fries. They can't do that, man.
Come on, man. You know everything's gonna be prepackaged in the heat and one of those heat cabinets and shit. Come on, man. You gotta know that.
Oh man, they gonna be in the back cooking fries and burgers. They be mad as hell. You think flight attendants is assholes now?
Yo, facts.
They gonna throw that burger right in your face, man. Get out of here. Man.
So is with them serving Shake Shack burgers, is that gonna entice you to use Delta Airlines a little bit more?
Hell no. Still going on Spirit. That's right. I take Spirit.
Well, what kind of incentives would it take for you to fly on a particular airline? What would you honestly look for? Like, I'll start messing with that airline a little bit more.
It comes down to the prices with me, though.
Okay.
It ain't got nothing to do. I mean, yeah, you want comfortable seating, and what I'm saying, you want nice clean plane and all that stuff. But all in all, bro, as long as the plane is clean, all put together, it don't sound like it's about to fall apart when I'm in the air. I'm straight, man. I'm just trying to get a point A to point B, dog. Yeah. Give me my headphones. I'm gonna be bumping my music most of the time, or I'm gonna be asleep.
Nah, facts. Like, look, at the end of the day, man, shout out to Delta. I will definitely get one of them Shake Shack burgers for sure. But everybody's gonna be smelling like they work at McDonald's. 8-hour shift once they leave that airplane. So shout out to both, man. So yeah, man.
You know how many people are gonna get in fights?
Oh yeah, for real, man, for real. But you know what? It is what it is, man. But that's it for Random News, the favorite segment of the week. Look forward to next week, man.
All right, man. I want to talk about the Hall of Fame, man.
Let's do it.
Let's see. All right, man. So the NFL Hall of Fame was the semifinals. There's 25 of them, or have been announced. Hold on, let me pull it up. Give me a second. Here we are. So, of course, some of the modern day people that we know. Antonio Gates is in there. Eli Manning is in there. Luke Kuechly, Terrell Suggs, Steve Smith Sr., Ricky Waters, Reggie Wayne, Vince Wilfork, Adam Vinatieri, Earl Thomas, Fred Taylor, Torrey Holt has been on there. Rodney Harrison, James Harrison, Anquan Bolden, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, Raider great. And yeah, man, how you feel about this list? And who do you think should get in?
Mm. Obviously, I think Eli Manning is gonna get in. I just think the name alone, he's definitely gonna get in.
We're going
Um,
with we're going
I
with
think that's a discussion though, but we all know the Eli Manning is getting it. We
he's a
know
made man. He's a
he's the
made
main
man.
man. Luke Kuechly should definitely get in. He was one of the best tight ends in the game at that time. Um,
You mean he was linebacker?
linebacker. Steve Smith Sr. should definitely get in. I think he should. You got to put Adam Vinatieri. He was one of the most clutch kickers of all time. He did everything. With all those Patriots. Obviously the heartbreak. In the snow game. Um, Earl Thomas is an interesting one. I think he had a little bit too many injuries for him to get first
Yeah.
ballot. Maybe he eventually will get in, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll get in. There's a lot of good names on this list. Antonio
I think
Gates.
I think
Antonio
Tori.
Gates. Yeah.
I like Steve Smith Sr. and I think he's a Hall of Famer. Somebody was talking crazy like Steve Smith was just okay. No, dude was great, but
Great.
I think Torrey Holt should get in over him.
I do agree. I think Torrey Holt has been waiting long enough. Like I
I
think
think he's one of the more underrated wide
yeah,
receivers that
absolutely.
doesn't get talked about. Like, dude was a beast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I think he should get in.
Think Fred Taylor should get in.
I don't
Fred
know.
was great.
He
Fred
was
was great with
great, but
Jacksonville.
how many great years did he have though?
Probably from '98 to probably. Mm.
I don't think it's long enough for him to be in the Hall of Fame like that.
Let's look. Let's look. It's not short stint. Let's look, Mr. Fred Taylor. You know I like you, Fred, because you're on the pivot.
I like Fred. I like Fred. Yeah.
Fred just be cool with it, changing his hat every 2 seconds. All right, let's see. Uh, From 2002 to about 2004, he was great.
So
His
2 years.
rookie his rookie year, he was great. He had 1,223 yards and 14 touchdowns. Then he had a dip. You look like he was injured that season. He only had 732 yards. Then 2000, he had 1399 and 12 touchdowns. Then he got hurt. He looked like he was probably out for the season in '01. Then he comes back in '02, 13, 14. Then the next year, 15, 72. Then the next year, 12, 24. Then he had a little drop off. And then he picked it back up for 2 more years, had 1146 and then 1202. And then it was a dip 556, 269, and then 155. Like, I
I
don't
don't.
think he might not be first ballot.
I think he'll be a couple ballots
Yeah,
away. It just
yeah.
depends. Like I don't think he'll be right off the bat. Um,
Like Steve Smith Senior's numbers, he would get in over Fred Taylor.
he would. Antonio Gates, you have to have him in there. You have
Yeah.
to have Antonio Gates in there.
Heinz Ward,
Vince Wilfork, you got to have him in there. You said who?
Heinz Ward.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would have him Hall of Fame. Would you?
Heinz,
I like
Heinz
Hines Ward was good, but
he was one. And for what for where he played at that time when they was a run first, my man's was putting up. There was like a spot where he's putting up 1,000 yard
yeah,
season.
but you're not putting him over Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, Steve
No,
Smith. You're not putting him over those three right there.
no, you're not. You're
Um,
right. You're right. You're right. Ricky Waters.
I like Ricky Waters, but I don't know. I don't know if he's in there.
See, Vince Wilfork, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I agree with you, but it's hard to quantify his Hall of Fame status because there's like no numbers. really, because he wasn't a sack guy. He
Yeah.
was a plug up the middle guy. That's what he was.
What about Marshall Yonder?
Oh, he was one of the better guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely getting in. Darren Woodson.
Derek Woodson
He,
needs to be in there. I'm
yeah,
surprised he's not in there.
I know. He was
I'm
one of the better
surprised he's not in there.
safeties in his
Yeah.
prime.
He was one of the reasons why the Dallas Cowboys defense was one
Really
of the
good.
best, man.
Yeah.
That he solidified that cornerback situation.
You think Rodney
Jared
Harrison
Allen,
gets
Jared
voted?
Allen.
Um, Jared was really good because he was even good when he was with the Chiefs. He was a little reckless out Kansas. That's why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
But in Minnesota, he was great. He was a walking what 13 for. You know who Jared Allen? You know who the modern day Jared Allen is?
Hmm.
Trey Hendrickson.
Nah, yeah, that's right. That's a good comparison.
That's who the modern day Jared Allen is. Like he's walking 12, 13 sacks a year.
Yeah.
Like you, he's just unfortunately he's in the Crosby, Chris Jones, T.J. Watt era, so he's never going to get recognized like that.
Yeah, no, I
Willie
feel
and Willie Anderson should have been in the Hall of Fame,
should have. What about Anquan Bolden?
of course. Anquan was nice with Arizona and the years he was with the Ravens.
Yeah.
He was the only weapon when they was with the Ravens. Really,
Right, right. Yeah.
he wasn't the fastest dude, but he'd catch everything you throw at him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What about Robert Mathis?
Mm,
He was all
as I
right.
said, he was cool. As I said, when you look on this
He was
list on who's available, like,
he
are you gonna
wasn't
have
bad.
Robert Mathis over Jared Allen,
No,
Terrell Suggs,
no,
Vince Wilfork?
no,
You know,
no. I hear you.
I don't know. Because how many do they normally accept? Like seven, eight?
8, 4 to 8.
So who will be your eight out of the list? Who's your final eight?
Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri. I'd put Darren Woodson in there.
Mm-hmm. Rodney
Uh,
Harrison.
I like Rodney, but I don't know if I put him in yet. Antonio Gates, Willie Anderson. What are we doing with Eric Allen?
Eric Allen. Ooh, that's a good question.
Because he was really good with the Eagles, and he was good with your Raiders.
He was good with the Raiders. Yeah, he was good with the Raiders. Is he ahead of anybody?
He lives out. He
Is
lives
he
out here.
eight? Is he top eight though in this list?
I don't think he's top 8. I'll have a few guys over him, but I'm just saying. Period. Do you think he'll get in?
I think eventually he'll get in. It just has to be the right year. I know it gets tougher and tougher as the years go by.
See, here's the thing about the Hall of Fame that I hate. I hope Eric Allen ain't one of these dudes about 80 years old and he's like he's gonna bring in wheelchair, limp over and shit. Fucking grandkids have to reel him up there and shit.
Cause it's like, look, man. Do I think Eli Manning needs to be in the Hall of Fame? No, I don't think he needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Don't look at Eli Manning's numbers.
Eli numbers is terrible. They're not Hall of Fame style numbers, but that last name alone is going to get him a spot.
Two things is the reason why he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
He beat the
Manning and he beat Tom Brady twice.
Yep.
That's it.
even though that defense was one of the main reasons why they won them 2 Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, man, we all know Eli Manning is going to get it. I just think we all know that.
He's first ballot.
I think Luke Kuechly easily gets in. I think Steve Smith Sr. gets in. I think Adam Vinatieri gets in. I think Antonio Gates gets in. I agree with you. I think Willie Anderson gets in.
Mm-hmm.
Torrey Holt, what's that, 6?
Mm-hmm.
And then I low key think it's a toss up. I think it's a toss up between a Jared Allen. I
Yeah,
think it's a toss up between
Marshall Yonder,
Marshall Yonda. I think Eric Allen. I think that's when he gets kind of discussed whether he gets in.
Darrell
Um,
Woodson.
yeah, Reggie Wayne. I think that's when the
Yeah,
discussion gets in when he comes in. So, um, luckily, I'm not on this committee to decide this. I think this will be tough for me. I'll be like, all right, like, let's get about 10 of these motherfuckers in here because I think eventually Eric Allen does deserve to be in there.
yeah,
He
for
does
sure.
deserve to be in there. Um, Reggie Wayne deserves to be in there. Torrey Holt
Mhm.
deserves to be in there. Um, Marshall Yonda deserves to be in there. Antonio Gates deserves to be in there. Terrell Suggs deserves to be in there.
Mhm.
Jared Allen. Um, Earl Thomas. Does Earl
I
Thomas
don't.
deserve to be in there? I don't know. I just think he had too many injuries, man.
He was great when he
He was
was with
great,
Seattle.
yeah.
When
It's
he was
just
with
too short.
Seattle, he was great. He was might have been the best safety in the league for
Easy,
like
yeah.
a few seasons. It
At
was
least
him and
5 years, at least
At
4 or 5 years.
it was him and Eric Berry.
Yeah,
Those were the two best safeties at the
yeah.
time.
And then Eric Berry had that
Yeah,
disease or illness, he had to go through, and then
he came back. He
he
had
came back.
he had a great season his following year, and then
Yeah,
he tore his ACL. He was never the same.
never the same. And then like I love Earl Thomas, like, but I don't know, the injuries kind of hurt his career because it was just
Yeah.
so short lived. You know what I'm
Then
saying?
that situation hurt his career.
Yeah, that too, man. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's getting in this year.
Nah, I
I don't
don't
know.
think he's a first ballot, but I think eventually getting it because I
Maybe
think
eventually.
because if he gets if Richard Sherman gets in, you got to put Earl Thomas in.
Yeah. Like, I think as the years go by, I think it'll be easier maybe for Fred Taylor and them to get in because it's going to be hard for me. Like, I don't think there's any running backs now that are getting in the Hall of Fame anytime soon. Like, Derrick Henry, I think will eventually get in. I think Saquon,
Adrian Peterson should be coming up soon, right?
Adrian Peterson is going to get in. Yeah, Adrian Peterson is going to get in. Like, do you think Marshawn Lynch is going to get in?
No.
Um, I think Derrick Henry will get in.
Oh, of course.
Saquon, I think he has a shot. I think Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey has a shot. But as far as running backs, I low key think that's it.
Let's
I
see.
don't.
2025 Hall
Let's
of
just.
Fame.
I'm talking about at least like newer running backs. I ain't talking about the older ones, but
Let's do 2026 eligibility. Like who's gonna be eligible in 2026? But damn, they don't say. Oh, that's why. Players eligible in 2026. Marquise Pouncey, Drew Brees, Geno Atkins, Larry Fitzgerald, Stephen Kwiatkowski, LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore.
I think
Uh,
Frank Gore gets in.
of course, he's
Larry Fitzgerald definitely gets in.
Larry's first ballot. Think Dez gets in?
No,
Todd Gurley,
no,
Philip Rivers,
yes,
Greg Olson.
yes.
Some of these names. Why they got some of these names on? LaShawn McCoy.
No.
You don't think LaShawn McCoy gets in?
Not. I wouldn't say no. Maybe I'll say eventually. I don't think it'll be first ballot though.
LaShawn McCoy might have been.
I don't think he's first ballot. I think he'll eventually get in. I don't think he's first ballot. Like when you say Greg Olsen, that's an easy yes. When I have to hesitate with LaShawn McCoy. Me personally, I have to hesitate with LaShawn McCoy. Like when you say Philip Rivers, I think that's a yes. Like I know he didn't win Super Bowls, but he slang that thing, bro.
I think LaShawn gets in, even though he was sitting on the bench. He got 2 Super Bowls.
You think he gets in first ballot?
I wouldn't be surprised. Because you got to understand, one thing you got to understand about this Hall of Fame shit is that is likability, and he's in the media right now. They like him.
So who would you choose if you had to choose between Fred Taylor and LaShawn McCoy?
If we're talking numbers, I'm going LaShawn McCoy.
Okay. Okay. Who else is available next year?
Uh, hold on. Steven Grotowski. That's going to be an interesting subject.
That'll be interesting.
Drew Brees is first ballot.
Yeah, he's first ballot. Yeah, that's easy.
Julian Edelman.
Mm. I hesitated, so no.
People say yes because of his regular seasons weren't great. They were like average at best. He had one good year where he had 1,000 yards, but his playoffs, he was Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, yeah.
His playoffs, he was a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just think the certain receivers, bro, like there's just so many talented receivers.
Now, 2027 is really going to be interesting. Adrian Peterson,
That's a yes.
Antonio Brown, Richard Sherman.
Antonio Brown's an easy yes, but I don't know if they will or not because
He's
he's
going to
Antonio.
be like
Antonio Brown should be
105.
Antonio Brown will be. It should be easier yes than Adrian Peterson. That's an easier yes. I think so.
You sure?
Yeah, Antonio Brown was the best receiver for like 7-8 years, bro.
Adrian Peterson was the best running back.
Like, look, I'm not disrespecting Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is an easy yes. He's all famer. But Antonio Brown is just as easy yes as Adrian Peterson. Like that is
I can get
yes.
with that.
He's just fucking nuts. And I blame that concussion he had that 1 year against the Cincinnati Bengals.
You got Richard Sherman.
That's a yes.
You got Rob Gronkowski. That's a yes.
That's a yes.
Eric Weddle.
Yes. Yeah.
Alex Mack is getting in.
Alex Mack.
Le'Veon Bell.
No.
Gerald McCoy.
I think he has a shot.
Not Cam Newton. Andrew Whitworth.
Yeah, he's getting in. He's getting in.
Big Ben.
Yeah, he's getting in.
Ryan Kerrigan's not getting in. I think Alejandro Venezuela is getting in.
He's getting in. Yeah, he's getting in.
And Ali Marpet is getting in too. So that's 2027. It's 2020. Tom Brady's getting in.
Oh. Come on, man. 2028, bro. That's gonna be the year, Brady, bro.
Tom Brady's getting in. Tom Brady and JJ Watt is a shoe.
Oh, that's shoe-ins. 2 shoe-ins.
Matt Ryan.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How about AJ?
But at the same time, it's like I gotta look at their numbers. But weren't they kind of similar to Phillip Rivers though?
They're up there.
Yeah, if he's similar to Phillip Rivers, then I think he eventually will get in. Because I said yes to Phillip Rivers, so
yeah,
I'll say yeah for Matt Ryan.
AJ Green.
That's a good one.
AJ was great.
He was great
for a minute, and he just had bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. For AJ. I think he will get in. I don't know if he'll be first ballot, but I think he'll get in.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting in the next few years.
Yeah, this is a lot. When you read some of those names, it's like a lot of games. I think that Antonio Brown one is gonna be so interesting because we all know.
Getting it, dog.
I think that's hypocritical though. They gotta put him in though.
Man, look, I learned about
Brown was the best receiver, man. He probably was the best. He could easily be top 10 best receivers of all time.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying that he's not. But once I heard one of those voting guys on one of them like top 10 lists, it was the top 10 list of people who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
they was talking about your boy Kenny Stabler.
Mm-hmm.
And the black media dude who voted, he was like, as long as I'm voting for Hall of Fame, Kenny Stabler will never get in. I was like, well, damn, what'd he do to you, man?
Crazy.
What he do? He smashed your wife?
Insane.
Jeez. No love. No love. All right, man. Let's talk about the Seattle Storm investigation. I'm gonna let you lay this one up.
Oh yeah, let me see. Let me see if we can find this article. Um, Seattle Storm are WNBA is doing an investigation to the Seattle Storm, um, stating that they're investigating them for the organization for mistreating players due to on court performances, bullying, harassment, stuff like that. A lot of stuff's been on social media with Skylar Diggins, Jewel Lloyd, and some other stuff going on. I don't know if you read the article or anything like that. I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. Obviously, we've been hearing stuff a little bit more and more in the WNBA. Obviously, we had the whole situation with the Aces and the Erica Hamby and stuff like that. Some people are finding it. Some people are on Jewel Lloyd's side, and then some people are on the organizational side. Look, we asking you to play hard. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's being coached hard shouldn't be a harassment or a bullying charge. This coaching is coaching. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on stuff like this? Like, should hard coaching be not eliminated, but what's the right word for this? I guess re. I don't know what's the word for it. I'm trying to think of the word.
Should it be tamed?
Yeah, like should people kind of
Dial it back on
reinvent the wheel of being coached hard, like not being berated, like Bobby Knight. We're like
okay.
when we grow up, like Bobby. Like, I know Bobby Knight is a reach, but even like like Bobby Knight, Bill Parcells, stuff like those are hard coaching guys. Even Tom Izzo, Mike Krzyzewski was a hard nosed coach. You still have some of those today. Or is it just a sensitivity factor with some of these athletes that they just need to kind of get over themselves and be allowed to be coached hard?
I think both can be true. I think that there is excessive coaching. Like you ain't got to put your hands on people and slam them, throw them on. Like Bobby Knight was throwing chairs at people. He's just going crazy.
Yeah.
That I don't think that you need to do all that. But yelling at a kid for not doing what he's like, yelling at a player for not doing what you want him to do, then especially in the workforce. I mean, yeah, I get it. In the workforce, you don't want your manager yelling at you. So I guess it's got to be a level of respect for you to be able to take it there with that player. Because, you can't compare your job to NBA and sports. And, we played sports before. We've had coaches yell at us. And,
absolutely.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You get yelled at and then you try to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just part of sports. I think that's just the culture of sports that and some coaches, they coach differently. Some coaches want to yell at you and they're very animated. And then some coaches are laid back. They're not going to yell at you. They're just going to, talk to you and take you to the side and be more of a teacher figure and be like, yo, you're doing it wrong. You need to do it like this, blah, 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 blah. And then certain players react to certain things. Some guys need to be coached hard.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to get the best out of them. If you're laid back and chill with them, they're going to give you laid back and chill effort. So some guys, you got to get up in them. Like, yo, get your ass up. I need you to run 110%. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then some guys, you could just tell them, hey, man, go out there and run this out. Go out there and run 10 routes. And they're going to run them 10 routes. No problem. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. As far as the Seattle Storm situation, I don't know all the details. But if it's excessive coaching, then of course I'm on the lady side. I'm on the player side. You know what I'm saying? If it's going over and beyond, trying to get the best out of your player, and you're just trying to show up your player and make a mockery of your player in front of their teammates, then that's excessive, and I'm on the player side. But if it's just straight up, look, this is how I coach. You know how I coach, and when I want something, this is how I want it, and when I don't get it, I'ma yell. I'm gonna get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a tough situation because we weren't there, so we don't know the truth. It's only those people know the truth. So I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Uh,
kind of say, oh, who's wrong and who's right.
Yeah, obviously we still need to figure out the rest of the details. Well, obviously we'll hear more as this investigation goes on. But um, look, man, with any coach, you got to be adaptive to the players that you have. Like I agree with you in the sentiment that certain players they respond well to being coached hard. Some players need to be coddled a little bit more. You know what I mean? But I also
Not to cut you off, but I give you a perfect example of current coach who for, is the reason why he's not a head coach in the NFL. Eric Bieniemy
Mhm.
with Patrick Mahomes and with Travis Kelsey and all them, they accepted him coaching them hard. They needed that. There's a lot of Chiefs fans who want Eric Bieniemy back because they feel like Patrick Mahomes is lackadaisical because of Nagy. That's
Mhm.
why he turned the football over and kind of offered his mechanics and doing all this weird shit. But when Eric Bieniemy was there and he get it in him, he get the shit right. Next thing you know, it Patrick Mahomes is back to being Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he went to Washington, after like the first week he was there, he had players. It was a report talking about he coached too hard. He yelling at us. He screaming at us.
Mhm.
So that's a modern day coach right now where you got to know in certain places you can do that. You can do that to a Patrick Mahomes because he might need that.
Yeah.
Might be able to do that with whoever's in Washington. They're not ready for that. They're fragile. They're already a bad team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Nah,
know.
yeah, I get it. Like I also understand on the coaching side that when you're taking over a program, college, professional, and all that, and a culture has been established to the point where players aren't playing hard or a lazy mentality, stuff like that. We're kind of seeing a little bit, kind of like with the 76ers right now when they have to have a players meeting because and Tyrese Maxey has to call out Joel Embiid about showing up tardy and stuff like that and actually giving effort. Like I understand a coach who is taking over something, a losing environment, and trying to switch it into a winning environment. Like we're not gonna just accept players and a losing mentality. Like we're trying to change the mold. And look, if you don't want to be a part of that, then that's on you. That's not on me. You know what I'm saying? As professional athletes and you get paid for it, that is your responsibility. Now, no one's asking you to be belittled. No one's asking you to be harassed. No one's asking you to be bullied. But I think people are blurring the lines between being coach hard and being bullied. I think that's two different
Mhm.
things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, uh, but as I said, we got to see the whole storyline and the facts coming out with this investigation. Obviously, if the WNBA does find something, the Storm are going to get fined. The coach is going to get fined and possibly reprimanded and fired. We saw and the Seattle Storm could lose a pick, like we saw with the Aces. The Aces lost a pick. They got fined heavy. Becky Hammond was suspended, and it kind of just started the Aces off wrong. You know what I mean? And we kind of saw it with the season. They had their ups and downs all year. So, um, you know, hopefully they can all find peace in this. I know there was also stuff in the storyline about some certain antics that Skylar Diggins was doing that I guess certain players weren't really too fond of as far as like being reactionary and trying to get on players and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So there are reports about Skylar Diggins as well. But what I mean? I like, Skylar Diggins comes from the old school mentality, man. She's all about, getting coached hard. And, some people were fond of the Kobe thing. Some people were not. But, at the end of the day, I think we all appreciate it. Like some people were fond of the Michael Jordan thing and some people were not. But it's to each his own at the end of the day. Like, no one's saying like, punch somebody in the face. Like no one's talking about like, how Jordan punched Kerr in the face. Like no one wants you to do anything like that. We don't want to see a Draymond Green situation, what I mean, with Jordan Poole. Like no one's saying that. But at the end of the day, I just think people need to have a little bit more of a thick skin, more of a tough skin, and stop blurring the
Mhm.
lines between hard coaching and being bullied, because I think there is a distinct difference between the two. But as I said, we all just got to sit and wait for the facts to come out. And blessings to both Jewel Lloyd and hopefully they can all find peace within this organization and be able to either move forward together, or if Jewel Lloyd needs to get traded, and move forward with her career, then let that happen, and let the both parties just move forward if they can't be you know partners together. So something that they're gonna have to figure out in the offseason. Should be an interesting offseason for the Seattle Storm, because with the way the league is going right now, man, there's a lot of teams that are getting better, and the Storm need to start getting in the right direction, man. This is a proud franchise that has a lot of work to do to get back to greatness with teams like the Aces, Connecticut Sun, New York Liberty, Minnesota Lynx. Man, these teams aren't going anywhere. So, and you
Yeah.
got up and coming teams coming up, with Dallas, Indiana Fever, stuff like that, Chicago Sky. They're coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Prayers to everybody involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, man. Let's do our week 12 preview picks.
Let's do it.
All right, man. We got tomorrow's game, Thursday night football. We got division Browns, Ravens, Cleveland coming off of a bad loss. What did they lose to? I forgot who they lost to. They lost.
Yeah, they lost. It don't matter. It don't.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. Comfortable win, 21-10. Nothing crazy in this game, but they just do enough to win this game.
Yeah, I'm going with Steelers too. I think it's going to be a close game. Remember, I did pick the Browns plus 3.5. So I think the Browns aren't going to win, but I think it's going to be a closer game than what people expect. People expect the Steelers to just go in and blow it out, but what I mean, there still are inconsistencies with this offense. Russell Wilson has been playing a little bit better, but the Baltimore Ravens defense hasn't been too impressive, and they were able to keep them under control. So, but I'm gonna go with the Steelers with a 3-point win.
The Kansas City Chiefs travel to the Carolina Panthers. I got Kansas City winning 27-13.
I got Kansas City winning, but I think Bryce Young and them have been playing a lot better. I think Chuba Hubbard, he's going to be key. Like, obviously, the run defense for the Kansas City Chiefs has been top tier. Like, if they can have any chance to win this game, Chuba Hubbard's going to have a big game. I think Brooks is playing this game. I think he's going to get some.
Makes his debut.
So I think that would be a cool, nice 1-2 punch. I'm excited to see Brooks and what he looks like. Obviously, he still needs to get his feet underneath him, coming off that injury. But it could be a really solid 1-2 punch in the future, man. So, and I'm excited to see how Bryce Young perform against a really great defense, man. Let's see if his progression is just a fluke, or is this a real thing? And maybe if Bryce Young plays good, maybe this can be spelled well for his future, continuously being in for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, for sure. The Minnesota Vikings travel to the Chicago Bears. Bears come off a bad emotional loss over a blocked field goal. They had the game in the bag. Minnesota coming off of a comfortable win. Who did they play? I forgot who they played. I think they played Tennessee. I got Minnesota edging it 24-21 on a game-winning field goal.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. They need to win this game. If they don't win this game, it's just gonna go down. DJ Moore is gonna be out here just walking off the field during every play. So I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think they're gonna upset the Minnesota Vikings. Plus, I haven't really been too fond with the way Minnesota has been playing. They've been squeaking out a couple of these wins against teams that they should really be dominating. So I'm gonna go with the Bears with the upset.
The Tennessee Titans travel to Houston Texans. The Texans coming up for a big win over the Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee coming up for a loss. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans 28-17.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans too. I think the addition of Nico Collins coming back into that offense is really a big thing. Joe Mixon. I'm not sure if Will Anderson is going to play this week. If they do, I think that's also a really big bonus, especially for that defense. Um, it seems like they're kind of starting to find their swag back. You know what I mean? They still miss Stephon Diggs a little bit, but hopefully, obviously, Tank Dell has all the capabilities of stepping in for that. So, yeah, I got the Texans winning. I got them winning big. I got them winning by at least 10 points.
The Detroit Lions travel to the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams coming off big wins. Um, I I think Anthony Richardson is going to give them a little bit of problems with his legs,
Yeah.
but ultimately, I think Detroit is going to pull it off in the fourth quarter. I got them winning 35-24.
Yeah, Detroit is rolling, but I think with Anthony Richardson sitting out, coming back in, I think they're going to do everything in their power to make him succeed and play free, give him the opportunity to run. I think that does help. I think it keeps the game close, but I still think the Detroit Lions will win. I think they'll win by 7 or less.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, the New England Patriots travel to the Miami Dolphins. New England coming off of a tough loss to LA Rams. It was real tight contested, but Rams pulled it out. Miami coming off a win over the Raiders. Um, I think New England and Miami is going to be. I think it's going to be actually a tight game early, but I think at the end Miami pulls it out and they win 31-24.
Yeah, I think Drake May is a really good young prospect. He's gonna have his flashes in this game, with his legs and his arm, but he's also gonna have a couple turnovers as well. He's gonna have a turnover. Yeah. He is. I think Tua will play a clean game. They are going up against a great up and coming young defense.
Yeah.
But we all know when Tua's in that starting lineup, this offense just looks like it just clicks. So I think Tyreek Hill will have a good game. I think the Dolphins will win. I can see them winning. I can see him winning like a 21-14 type of game.
Tampa Bay facing the New York Giants. The Giants come off a bye week. Tampa Bay. Who did they just play? Did they play last week? They on a bye week too?
They had a bye week.
So both teams coming off a bye week. Tampa Bay's getting Mike Evans back this week. Tommy Cutlets is starting this week. I'm going with Tampa Bay big. I got 31-20. New York Giants is trying to tank. They want to get that number one overall pick.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Tommy DeVito shows my man Malik Neighbors some love, bro, because Daniel Jones was making me mad on my fantasy. So, but yeah, I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. The addition of Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield is just you're gonna trust Baker Mayfield over any quarterback that the New York Giants have on their roster. They're just a better overall team. But you never know with Tommy DeVito. He could keep this thing close, but I think the Bucs will end up winning this by 7 or more.
The Dallas Cowboys travel to the Washington Commanders. Dallas coming off of another bad loss.
Yeah.
And Washington coming off of a tough loss to the Eagles. I think Washington bounces back. This is the game that they need to get their stuff corrected and get back on track. I got them in another blowout, 42-17.
Yeah, the Commanders just match up so well against this Cowboys team. Like, you have a quarterback that could run, who could throw the ball, pick them apart. You have a really solid running game with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. A decent tight end. The defense has been playing really good. Yeah, I think the Commanders are going to blow out the Cowboys.
AFC West game. Denver Broncos traveling here to the Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Raiders coming off a loss to Miami. Denver coming off a big win over Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Look, I know you want your team to lose, so I got Denver beating you guys 35-24.
Yeah, I think Raiders are going to lose this game. They better lose this game. They better not even try to win this game. Antonio Pierce, don't mess this up. This is what it is. This is Shador season, baby. We're getting ready for it.
It's gonna be competitive early, and then
it's always gonna be respectful. We're always gonna keep it respectful. I know we've been doing really good against the Denver Broncos as of late, but we need to just go ahead and take this L, man. Let's take these L's. Let's keep it. Give Bo Nix a chance to win Rookie of the Year. Let's just do it.
The San Francisco 49ers traveled to Green Bay. Um, Green Bay coming off of a 1 point win over the Chicago Bears. San Francisco coming off of a tough loss over Seattle, 3 point loss over Seattle. Um, I got Green Bay winning 28-24.
This game is just close. It's tough to call because the 49ers usually have the Green Bay Packers number, but
do.
I don't trust the way this team is looking right now. They just look like a worn down team.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, you did get Christian McCaffrey back. I don't know if George Kittle is playing this week. I'm not really sure. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm gonna ride with the Packers, but I'm not gonna be really too confident in that because Jordan Love is gonna throw a couple picks that could potentially help this offense get going. So and give them more opportunities. Give Christian McCaffrey, Debo, and all them. So I'm gonna ride with the Packers, but it's gonna be a close one.
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals and traveling to Seattle in an NFC West matchup. Seattle coming off a big win over 49ers. Arizona coming off their bye week. Arizona is rolling right now. And I know I'm probably going to regret this, but they're at home. I'm going to take Seattle in a high scoring game. Jackson Smith and Jigba, another coming out party for him. 35-31.
It's crazy. The Seattle Seahawks are 2-4 at home. That's insane. Insane. I'm going with the Cardinals. Kyle Murray and this Arizona Cardinals team is playing really, really good. I love their running attack. Trey McBride is one of the better tight ends in this game. You obviously have Marvin Harrison Jr. The defense is flying around. You probably have one of the best safeties in the game with Buda Baker.
Yeah.
So I'm a roll with the Cardinals, man. It's going to be a really good game. And we all know Helter Skelter, Geno Smith. We don't know what we're going to get with him. So I trust the Cardinals more.
The Philadelphia Eagles travel to SoFi, face the LA Rams. Rams coming off a win over Tennessee. Philly coming off a win over who did he just play? Dallas, right? No, who did Philly just play?
They played the Commanders.
Commanders. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Rams pulled this one out. I got them winning 28-21.
I agree with you. I'm going with Rams. Young defensive line. I could see them putting some pressure on Jalen Hurts. Obviously, their main thing is getting Saquon Barkley going early. I would be a little hesitant. AJ Brown, I think he could have a big game against this Rams cornerback situation. But I'm gonna go with Puka and Cooper Kupp and Kyron Williams and those guys. I think they'll find a way to win. They still have a lot to fight for. Obviously, Philly does too, but Rams need this more than Philly does.
Yeah. Then we got Monday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens traveling to SoFi to face the LA Chargers. Both Baltimore coming off a tough loss over the Steelers, and Chargers coming off a big win over Bengals. This is the Hardball Bowl. These brothers know each other through and through. I think this is going to be a close game, but I got Baltimore winning 24-21.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are going to bounce back for sure. I think it's going to be a really good game, though. It's going to be a really quality game. It's going to be cool to see the two brothers battle out on the coaching style. But I think Derrick Henry's going to have a big game. I can see Zay Flowers having a big game over the top. Obviously, the Chargers defense is playing better, but we did see last week with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they were able to run all over that cornerbacks. So it would be no different for Zay Flowers, and watch out for Isaiah Likely as well. So. And then Lamar obviously in the backfield. So I'm gonna take the Ravens, but it's gonna be a close game. It's definitely gonna be within 4 points.
Yeah, for sure. And that is our NFL picks of the week.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man. I can tell we are both worn out from the day. You know what I mean? It's been quite a day, man. So I think we're all good and we can wrap this up.
Well, maybe if we had some Madden Sports Straight.
Yeah, Madden would definitely be very crackish right now. If we're on some Magnet, man, gives you all that energy that you need, man. So are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking why Magnet. It's power packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on a direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, you can use the promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So shout out to Get Mag, man. Make sure you use that promo code, man. Again, we had our first sale last week, earlier this week. So shout out to that gentleman James for, doing that again.
Yeah,
If you guys do purchase that, definitely will shout you out. We always appreciate everything. You know what I mean? We don't expect nothing. We just always appreciate whatever. We appreciate your eyes. We appreciate everything, man. So shout out to man and shout out to y'all, man.
yeah, for sure. Also, get our Crystal and Mall t-shirts on Printfy and on any of our social media sites. The link is there. $25 plus shipping, which adds up to like 29. But you can get the black one, you get the white one, you get both of them. But go ahead, show your support for the podcast. Go get your shirt now. Um, we got some more merch coming soon, possibly some hoodies and other things. So just be on the lookout. But for right now, get these shirts right here. And if you want to donate to the Crystal Mall podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, Crystal Mall Podcast. Whatever you want to give us, you know, we're greatly appreciated, man. We don't take it for granted if you do donate to us. So go ahead and do that, and we appreciate whatever you give. Whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast on, the Chris Lamar podcast is available, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to do your podcasting on, Chris Lamar available. If you're first time watch on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 p.m. Wednesdays at Pacific Standard Time, you could jump in the lives, talk about these topics with us, speak on these sports topics, give us your opinion, how you feel, if you agree with our NFL top rankings, top 10 ranking teams, give our takes on the college football playoffs and, all the various other topics that we talked about today. Give your takes and we want to hear from you guys. Also on the playback too, what I'm saying? Leave a comment, like, share it with your friends and all that good stuff. But ultimately, subscribe to the channel.
Yes, sir.
And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, um, yeah, whatever you use to do your social media on the Chris Lamar podcast is available. Follow us. We will follow you back. Um, we're just regular guys who like to listen to or like to watch sports, listen to music, do all various other things and talk about it on our podcast. So go ahead and hit us up. If you have critiques, feedback, or you have a question or topic that you want to bring up that you want us to bring up on the show, send us a DM, email, or our mentions. If we like said question, we will, and we bring it up on the show. We will shout you out. We want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up, man. We want to hear from y'all. Sure.
Please do.
All right, good people. Till Monday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Be safe out there. Don't do nothing we wouldn't want that we wouldn't do. And we'll see you Monday bright and early to talk about everything that happened over the weekend. So till then, we out, man.